Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life when everything changes in the blink of an eye. Moments that shake us to our core, leaving us broken, lost, and questioning, why me? But today, I want to tell you something that will change your perspective forever. Pain is not here to break you, it is here to make you. What if I told you that the very thing you see as your biggest weakness could become your greatest strength? What if I told you that the pain you're feeling right now is shaping you into someone unstoppable? Stay with me till the end, because today we are not just talking about pain, we are learning how to turn it into power. There are moments in life when everything changes in the blink of an eye. Moments that shake us to our core, leaving us broken, lost, and questioning everything we once believed in. It could be the sudden loss of a loved one, the end of a dream we held close to our hearts, or a tragedy so profound that it feels impossible to move forward. Pain has a way of creeping into our lives when we least expect it, testing our strength, pushing us to our limits, and forcing us to confront the deepest, darkest parts of ourselves. But pain is not just an unwelcome visitor. It is a force that demands to be felt. It arrives uninvited, wraps itself around us, and refuses to let go. It makes us question our worth, our existence, and our ability to go on. It whispers in our ears that we are not strong enough, not capable enough, not worthy enough to rise again. It tells us that we are alone, that no one understands, that no one sees the battle we are fighting within ourselves. At some point in our lives, we all experience moments when we feel like we have hit rock bottom. The weight of the world feels unbearable, and the idea of moving forward seems impossible. We tell ourselves that we are stuck, that there is no way out, that the pain is too much to handle. We convince ourselves that the wounds we carry will never heal, that the scars will remain forever, and that the past will always define us. We look around and see others moving forward, achieving their dreams, living their best lives, and we wonder why we are the ones left behind, trapped in a cycle of pain and despair. But what if I told you that pain is not here to break you, it is here to make you? What if I told you that the very thing you see as your greatest weakness could become your greatest strength? What if I told you that pain is not the enemy, but rather the teacher that has come to shape you into the person you were always meant to be? Pain has the power to transform us, but only if we allow it to. It has the ability to strip away everything we once knew and force us to rebuild ourselves from the ground up. It shakes us, breaks us, and leaves us feeling like there is nothing left. But in that emptiness, in that space where everything has fallen apart, we are given a choice. We can let pain define us, let it consume us, let it dictate who we become, or we can use it as the fire that fuels our strength, our resilience, and our determination. Pain is not meant to be feared, it is meant to be embraced, it is meant to be understood, it is meant to be transformed, because the truth is, no one who has ever achieved greatness did so without first enduring pain. No one who has ever changed the world did so without first facing challenges that tested their spirit. The strongest people are not those who have never experienced hardship. They are the ones who have walked through the fire and emerged stronger on the other side. When we begin to see pain not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity, everything changes. When we stop asking, why me, and start asking, what now, we take back control. When we stop running from our pain and start facing it head on, we unlock a power within us that we never knew existed. Pain does not have to be the end of our story. It can be the beginning of something greater, something more powerful, something that shapes us into the person we were always destined to become. There will be days when the weight of your pain feels unbearable, when you feel like you have nothing left to give, when you wonder if you will ever find the strength to stand again. But I want you to remember this: pain does not define you. Your struggles do not define you. Your scars do not define you. What defines you is what you do with that pain, how you rise after falling, how you keep moving forward even when the road ahead seems impossible, how you refuse to let pain steal your light, your hope, your dreams. You were not meant to stay broken. You were meant to rise. Pain is not something we choose. It comes uninvited, disrupting our lives, shattering our dreams, and testing our strength in ways we never imagined. It does not discriminate. It does not warn us before it strikes. It arrives in different forms: heartbreak, failure, rejection, loss, each one leaving behind wounds that feel impossible to heal. In those moments of suffering, we feel powerless, as if we are trapped in a darkness with no way out. We question why life has to be so unfair, why we have to endure so much, while others seem to move forward with ease. We feel as though we are drowning, grasping for anything to hold on to, yet finding nothing but emptiness. Pain changes everything. It shakes our reality, forces us to confront fears we never wanted to face, and makes us feel like strangers in our own skin. It takes away our sense of security, leaving us exposed and vulnerable. It makes us doubt our abilities, our dreams, and even our purpose in life. The voices in our minds become louder, telling us that we are not good enough, that we are weak, that we will never recover from what has happened to us. It convinces us that our story has already been written, that we are defined by our struggles, that there is no point in trying anymore. It is in these moments that we face the most important decision of our lives, whether to surrender to the pain or to fight back. Most people see pain as a burden, as something they must carry for the rest of their lives. They let it control them, dictate their choices, and shape their identity. They build walls around themselves, afraid of being hurt again. They stop believing in their dreams, convinced that failure is inevitable. They let their past determine their future, never realizing that pain is not meant to be the end of their story. It is meant to be the beginning of something greater. Pain has the power to shape us, to mold us, to push us towards a version of ourselves that we never knew existed. It forces us to grow in ways comfort never could. It teaches us lessons that success never will. It makes us stronger, more resilient, more fearless. When we begin to shift our perspective on pain, we start to see it as a tool rather than a punishment. Every setback carries a lesson. Every rejection pushes us closer to where we are meant to be. Every failure teaches us something we need to know to succeed. The truth is, pain is not here to destroy us, it is here to build us. It strips away the illusion of control and forces us to rely on something deeper, something more powerful than we ever imagined. It forces us to dig into the depths of our soul and discover a strength we never knew we had. There are two types of people in this world: those who let pain define them and those who use pain to redefine themselves. Some people allow pain to make them bitter, while others let it make them better. Some people allow pain to break them, while others use it to build themselves up. The difference is not in the pain itself, but in how we choose to respond to it. We cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we rise from it. Pain gives us the opportunity to rewrite our story, to take back our power, to prove to ourselves that we are stronger than we ever believed. It forces us to confront our fears, to step outside of our comfort zones, to push past the limitations we once thought were unbreakable. It teaches us that we are capable of surviving even the worst storms, that we are not defined by our past, but by what we do with it. It reminds us that every scar tells a story, not of weakness, but of survival. There will be moments when the weight of your pain feels too heavy to carry, when you feel like giving up, when you wonder if it is even worth it to keep fighting. But pain is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of transformation. It is proof that you are growing, evolving, becoming the person you were always meant to be. It is in those moments of struggle that you discover your true strength, your true resilience, your true power. Pain does not come to destroy you, it comes to awaken the warrior within you. Pain is a universal experience. It does not matter who we are, where we come from, or what path we choose in life. At some point, we will all encounter struggles that test our strength, our patience, and our belief in ourselves. Pain comes in many forms: the loss of a loved one, the betrayal of someone we trusted, the failure of a dream we worked tirelessly for. It can leave us feeling broken, lost, and uncertain of how to move forward. It whispers to us in the quiet moments, reminding us of our fears, our insecurities, and the ways we have fallen short. It convinces us that we are alone in our suffering, that no one truly understands the depth of our pain. But the truth is, pain is not something to be feared. It is something to be faced, understood, and transformed. Pain has a way of revealing the rawest, most vulnerable parts of ourselves. It strips away the masks we wear, exposing the fears and doubts we try so hard to hide. It forces us to confront our limitations, our weaknesses, and the areas of our lives that need growth. It is uncomfortable, it is painful, and at times it feels unbearable, But in that discomfort lies the opportunity for transformation. Pain is not just a force that breaks us, it is a force that rebuilds us. It is in the moments of our deepest suffering that we find our greatest strength. It is in the darkness that we learn how to create our own light. When we experience pain, our first instinct is often to resist it. We push it away, bury it deep within us, and pretend that it does not exist. We distract ourselves, hoping that if we ignore it long enough, it will eventually disappear. But pain does not simply vanish, it lingers, waiting for us to acknowledge it. The more we resist it, the more power it holds over us. The more we try to run from it, the faster it chases us. The only way to truly heal is to face it head on, to sit with it, to understand it, to allow ourselves to feel every ounce of it without fear. Because only when we allow ourselves to fully experience our pain can we begin to transform it into something meaningful. Pain is a teacher. It teaches us patience, resilience, and the importance of perseverance. It shows us who we truly are when everything else is stripped away. It reveals to us the strength we never knew we had. Every hardship, every struggle, every challenge we face is an opportunity to grow into the person we were meant to be. The most extraordinary people in the world are not those who have never known pain, but those who have faced it, embraced it, and used it to create something powerful. They are the ones who have been knocked down countless times, but have found the courage to rise again. They are the ones who have taken their suffering and turned it into a source of strength, inspiration, and purpose. We often believe that pain is a sign of weakness, that struggling means we are not strong enough. But strength is not the absence of pain, it is the ability to endure it, to learn from it, and to rise despite it. Strength is found in the moments when we feel like giving up, but choose to keep going. Strength is found in the tears we cry when no one is watching, in the silent battles we fight within ourselves, in the courage it takes to start over after everything has fallen apart. True strength is not about avoiding pain. It is about using it as fuel to propel us forward. There will be days when the weight of your pain feels too much to carry. Days when you question whether you have the strength to keep moving forward. Days when it feels easier to let go of your dreams, your hopes, and your belief in yourself. But pain is not the enemy. It is a reminder that you are alive, that you are growing, that you are transforming. It is proof that you have the power to endure, to adapt, and to rise stronger than before. It is not here to break you. It is here to shape you into the person you were always meant to become. Every one of us carries a story, a past, filled with moments of joy and triumph, but also with pain, loss, and disappointment. We live in a world that often teaches us to celebrate success but remain silent about struggles, to showcase our victories but hide our wounds. Yet it is in those wounds that our true strength lies. It is through pain that we learn resilience, through suffering that we discover endurance, and through adversity that we grow into the people we were meant to become. Pain has a way of making us feel isolated, as though we are the only ones going through it. It convinces us that no one could possibly understand what we are feeling. It whispers lies that tell us we are weak for hurting, that we should have been stronger, that we should have been able to avoid the suffering. But pain is not a sign of weakness. It is proof that we are human. It is proof that we have loved, that we have tried, that we have dared to dream. It is proof that we have taken risks, that we have put our hearts into something, and that we have faced challenges head on. Pain does not ask for permission before it enters our lives. It arrives unannounced, often in the moments we least expect it. It comes in the form of rejection, in the loss of a loved one, in the shattering of a dream we held so dearly. It shakes our foundation, forcing us to question everything we once believed to be true. It makes us feel like we are standing at the edge of a cliff, unsure of whether we will fall or whether we will find a way to fly. In those moments, we have a choice. We can allow pain to consume us, to define us, to make us bitter and hopeless. Or we can choose to take that pain and use it as fuel to rise, to rebuild, and to reclaim our power. Pain has the power to transform us, but only if we let it. So often we try to numb it, to escape it, to pretend it does not exist. We distract ourselves with temporary comforts, hoping that if we ignore the pain long enough, it will fade away. But pain does not simply disappear. It waits for us. It lingers in the background, growing heavier the longer we refuse to face it. The only way to truly heal is to acknowledge it, to sit with it, to allow ourselves to feel it fully. Because when we face our pain, we take away its control over us. We take back our strength, our confidence, and our ability to shape our own story. The most powerful people in the world are not the ones who have never known pain. They are the ones who have walked through the fire and emerged stronger. They are the ones who have taken their struggles and turned them into stories of triumph. They are the ones who have refused to let their past dictate their future. The greatest leaders, the most inspiring individuals, the people we admire most are not those who have had an easy path, but those who have faced obstacles and refused to give up. They understand that pain is not the enemy, it is the greatest teacher. We often ask why we have to go through pain, why life seems so unfair, why we must endure so much hardship, but perhaps the question we should be asking is not why me, but rather, what is this pain trying to teach me? Pain forces us to grow in ways we never imagined. It pushes us beyond our limits, beyond our comfort zones, beyond the boundaries we thought were unbreakable. It teaches us patience, empathy, and gratitude. It strips away the illusions we once held and reveals what truly matters. When we stop fearing pain and start embracing it as a tool for transformation, we unlock a power within us that we never knew existed. We realize that every hardship carries a lesson, that every setback is preparing us for something greater, that every challenge is shaping us into the person we were meant to become. Pain does not come to break us. It comes to awaken the strength that has always been within us. It comes to remind us that we are capable of overcoming, of rising, of turning even our darkest moments into something extraordinary. Life is unpredictable. It does not come with a manual, and it certainly does not guarantee smooth roads. At times, it lifts us up with joy, success, and laughter, and at other times, it brings us to our knees with heartbreak, failure, and pain. No one is immune to struggles. No one walks through life without facing challenges that test their strength. But what truly matters is not the pain itself, but what we choose to do with it. Pain can be a heavy burden, one that weighs us down, makes us doubt ourselves, and convinces us that we are not strong enough to carry on. But pain can also be a source of power, a force that fuels us to rise, to fight, and to build a life that is greater than we ever imagined. When we experience pain, our first instinct is often to question it. Why did this happen to me? Why am I the one suffering? Why does life feel so unfair? These questions echo in our minds, making us feel like victims of circumstances beyond our control. We search for reasons, for explanations that might make the pain easier to bear. But the truth is, life does not always provide answers. Sometimes, pain enters our lives not because we deserve it, but because it is meant to shape us, to strengthen us, to prepare us for something greater. It is in those moments of pain that we discover who we truly are, beyond the facades we show the world. It is when everything falls apart that we have the chance to rebuild, not just our circumstances, but ourselves. There are two choices when facing pain. Let it define us or let it refine us. We can choose to let our struggles become our identity, to carry the weight of our past as a burden that holds us back. Or we can choose to see pain as an opportunity to grow, to evolve, to become a version of ourselves that is stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The way we respond to pain determines whether it becomes our weakness or our strength. It is easy to fall into the trap of self-pity, to believe that life has been unfair, that we have been dealt an impossible hand. But when we shift our perspective, when we start seeing pain as a tool rather than a punishment, everything changes. Pain does not come into our lives without a purpose. It may not make sense in the moment, but when we look back, we often realize that our greatest challenges were also our greatest teachers. Pain teaches us patience, because healing does not happen overnight. It teaches us resilience, because we learn to keep going even when everything inside us wants to give up. It teaches us empathy, because once we have suffered, we understand the suffering of others. And most importantly, pain teaches us the value of joy, because only after experiencing darkness can we truly appreciate the light. Some of the most inspiring people in the world are not those who have never faced pain, but those who have turned their pain into something meaningful. They are the ones who have faced unimaginable hardships, but have refused to let those hardships define them. They are the ones who have chosen to rise, to keep moving forward, to find purpose in their struggles. They're the ones who have transformed their pain into power, using it not as a reason to give up, but as motivation to build something extraordinary. Strength is not about avoiding pain, it is about embracing it. About understanding that every struggle carries a lesson, every setback carries an opportunity, every hardship carries the potential for growth. When we stop resisting pain and start learning from it, we unlock a strength within us that is unshakable. We realize that no matter what life throws our way, we have the ability to rise above it, to turn even our deepest wounds into the source of our greatest strength. Pain is not meant to break us. It is meant to remind us of the power that has been inside us all along. Life is a journey filled with unpredictable turns, moments of joy, and inevitable hardships. No one walks through life without encountering pain, loss, or disappointment. It comes in different forms for each of us, sometimes as heartbreak, sometimes as failure, sometimes as shattered dreams. Pain can feel like an uninvited guest, forcing its way into our lives when we least expect it, leaving us questioning everything. It tests our strength, our patience, and our faith in ourselves. But if we allow it, pain can also transform us. It can shape us into people we never thought we could become. It can reveal a depth of resilience we never knew we had. It can be the very thing that propels us forward, turning our struggles into stepping stones towards something greater. There is a moment in life when we stand at a crossroads. On one side, there is the choice to let pain consume us, to let it dictate our thoughts, our actions, and our future. On the other side, there is the choice to take that pain, to own it, to use it as fuel for growth, for strength, for power. The difference between those who remain stuck in their suffering and those who rise above it is not the absence of pain, but the mindset with which they approach it. Some of the most remarkable people in the world are not those who have lived without pain, but those who have chosen to transform it into something meaningful. They are the ones who have taken their wounds and turned them into wisdom, their failures and turned them into lessons, their heartbreaks and turned them into a deeper understanding of life. Pain has the power to change us in ways we never imagined. It strips away the illusions we hold about ourselves and forces us to see who we truly are. It pushes us beyond our comfort zones, making us face the parts of ourselves that we often try to ignore. It reveals our weaknesses, our fears, and our vulnerabilities. But in that process, it also reveals our strengths. It shows us the courage we never knew we had, the endurance we never thought we possessed, and the potential that has always been waiting inside us. Pain does not come to destroy us, it comes to awaken us. It comes to remind us of the fire that burns within us, the strength that has been lying dormant, waiting for the moment to rise. The most powerful people are not the ones who have never suffered, but the ones who have embraced their suffering and turned it into something greater. They have learned to take their pain and use it as a tool for transformation. They do not run from it, they face it head on. They do not let it define them, they redefine themselves in the process. They understand that pain is not the enemy, but a teacher, one that can guide us to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our purpose. When we stop fearing pain and start seeing it as an opportunity, everything changes. The greatest lessons in life often come from the most difficult moments. When we experience pain, we have a choice. We can let it make us bitter, or we can let it make us better. We can let it break us, or we can let it build us. Every hardship, every challenge, every obstacle carries within it the seed of something greater. It is up to us to decide whether we will nurture that seed, whether we will allow it to grow into something beautiful, something powerful, something that will inspire not only ourselves, but those around us. Pain is not something to be feared or avoided. It is something to be embraced, something to be understood, something to be transformed. It is a reminder that we are alive, that we are capable of feeling deeply, that we have the strength to endure even the most difficult trials. It is a reminder that no matter how dark the night may seem, the dawn always comes. No matter how heavy the burden may feel, we have the power to carry it, to rise above it, to turn even our deepest wounds into our greatest sources of strength.